Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today, we're going to be talking about My Hero Academia, Season 5, Episode 16. I told you last week this was a filler. Yes, it is a filler, and looks like next episode might also be a filler slash Todoroki family. So, we have this arc that I know is coming, and I'm sure many of you have heard of. It's not a spoiler. It's a villains arc, so it's all about the villains. I really do enjoy the villains of My Hero Academia. I think a lot of them do make the show. Apparently, I haven't read the manga, but apparently because of what they showed us before, it kind of spoiled part of it. I don't know. To me, it's not a spoiler because they did it in the anime, and I didn't read the manga. But the thing is, apparently it is a very big and important arc in the manga, and it's not starting next episode. And next episode is episode 17. So that would only leave us 5 episodes for them to fill that arc. And that's not a lot of time. That's like not even 2 hours. That's like a little over 2 hours of content. You figure about 20 minutes an episode. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 110, 130. So yeah, it's not a lot of time. It's a little over 2 hours of content, and it's supposed to be one of like the most important arcs in the manga. So what I'm really hoping they do at this point in time is I would rather this season just be a total flop, because everybody's hating on this season. Everybody just generally seems to think that this is the weakest season. I completely agree with that. There's not really a lot going on, and I would just rather throw in 5 more filler episodes or throw in some Todoroki exclusive stuff than do this villain arc and cram it into 5 episodes and it just be a giant hot mess that is essentially garbage. That, it's going to be a massive unfan service. This episode was a massive fan service. This was the ladies episode. You got to see some cute girls in bikinis. As I'm sure some of you enjoyed, you got to see Uraka, Froppy, Nejuri, and whoever the filler girl, I call her Filler Ear Girl. I don't know what her actual name is. Doesn't really matter. It's a filler character, not really important, I'll be honest. I'll be throwing up several fan pictures of the screen throughout the episode. But let's get into the episode first, and then I'll talk about more of my complaints about what I think may happen for the rest of this season, what I'm hoping happens for the rest of the season, and then possibly into Season 6. So we start off, obviously, we got Bakugo, Shoto, Deku. They're like talking about how hard it was to train with Endeavor, get the intro. We get introduced to Uraka. She has a new costume, which I will put on the screen now, hopefully. And her new costume is basically the same. The headgear's a little updated. She has some giant ball things on her arm, which we later find out is kind of like a giant grappling hook. It's easier to get a hold of things, and maybe there's stabilizers in there too, so it gives her a better ability to fly and control her flying. But we don't know. Technically, this is a filler episode, so I don't know if they're going to continue to show that. I don't know if she actually gets these upgrades in the manga. It makes sense to give her the upgrades. Every hero is upgrading their gear as they go along to better fit their needs and their abilities. But don't expect you to see it every single episode after this, because it might have been a filler exclusive specifically for this episode because they wanted her to attach herself to a plane, in which case she could not do. They shot a harpoon at a plane. She used her abilities to float to get as close to it as possible. And then she used her own grappling hook from her arm to attach to the plane. Basically, what's going on in this episode is there's another drug-enhancing quirk thing. It's a drug that gives you the ability to enhance your quirk abilities, and a bunch of people stole it, and they plan on delivering it to somebody who we do not know. And what's happening with that is they go chase them down, they stop the drugs from getting delivered, and that's pretty much the entire episode. We get some beach scenes, as I showed you, as I've told you before. I'll put up some images of that as well throughout the review here. And it was just kind of like a fan service for the girl characters, for people that wanted to oogle over the girl characters. A lot of it was. It was a decent episode. There wasn't really a whole lot of growth. We got to see Froppy use her abilities. Nejuri used some of her abilities. Same with Uraka, Gravity, whatever you want to call her. And it was just kind of like a fun, loving little episode. Nothing serious. nothing that really mattered or added to the storyline, and I just didn't really care all that much about it. It's whatever, you know. I don't care about the beach episodes. I'm not watching the anime for the beach episodes. I am watching it for the content, for the storyline, for the character development, all of which was not in this episode whatsoever. So, yeah, this one's getting a 6 out of 10. We'll just leave it at that. This one's getting a 6 out of 10. I'm not really going to describe the episode much more. You know, the sea lion guy was in here. You know, who really cares? Nobody gives a crap about this filler episode. No one's going to talk about this filler episode going forward. And I think we'll just leave it at that. So what is going to happen next episode, as I was talking about earlier, is it looks like it's going to be a Shoto family reunion, Todoroki family reunion, including Bakugo and including Deku. So maybe there'll be some training there. Maybe Endeavor has to do a quick little stop there, and we'll get a little bit about that. I think that preview may be a bit misleading because near the end of the episode, we saw some random blue guy with a very prominent, evil-looking chin, you know, very strong jawline, and he was the one that ended up ordering the drug. So that leads me to believe, while there may not be another filler episode this season, that there may be another filler episode to continue that at some point in time, and it would make sense to make next episode another filler episode as well, because then you have everything going for you there. Where, you know, it's already in consensus. If you're going to keep doing fillers, you know, just drive it out to the rest of the season. You only got 5 episodes left. Everybody's going to be really annoyed if you make the villain arc crappy. Because if I get 2 episodes of villain arc when it was like 30 or 40 chapters, I think, in the manga, and we get like 4 episodes of that, you know, that's like 10 chapters an episode, it's going to be rushed. It's going to suck, and all the fans are going to hate it and shit on the season even more, and it may even shut down the whole thing. I don't know how this season is doing in Japan right now, but it seems like overall, from people I've talked to, going on Reddit boards, you know, going on anime boards, nobody's talking about this season because it's just a giant shit pile of garbage. And I don't care what you say. I don't care if you have a different opinion. You're wrong. This season is just terrible. You know, there's zero character development. Yes, we kind of got the 1A versus 1B arc in the beginning of this, which was pretty decent. You know, I liked it for what it was. But there really wasn't a whole lot of character development besides Deku gaining the ability to use Black Whip, that he can't, another ability he can't control anyway, learning that he has 6 more quirks within him. You know, there's not a whole lot of character development with anybody. I mean, a little bit with Todoroki, Shoto, and Endeavor, but a little bit of training in there. But there really hasn't been a lot going on. We're 17 episodes deep. We're getting filler episodes now. When we shouldn't be. We should already be in this villain arc, because that should be this episode and the rest of the season. You know, we should have 6. You know, half of this season should have been the villain arc. They should have done 13 episodes of the villain arc, and then 13 episodes of, or 12 and 13, whatever you want to do, because it's 25 episodes. They should have done it where it was like half and half. You know, first half kind of boring, a little bit 1A versus 1B, a little bit of character development. Second half, you know, do the villain arc with a combination of the work study, you know, kind of do like a back and forth, because everybody wants to see Hawks, everybody wants to see Mirako. Mirako and Hawks are 2 fan favorites, and they've barely been in this season. Mirako showed up for like 2 seconds. Hawks has been in a couple of episodes really quickly, but I don't know if it's because they plan on putting all of this in the new movie. I know there's a new movie coming out. I think it's supposed to be canon, so my guess is that they're just giving us all this crap because they want to save the bread and butter for the movie to get everybody to watch the movie, which, if you're giving us a crappy season, it gives us less incentive to actually go out and watch the movie. So, yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know what the release date of that movie is going to be, but I would go watch a 2.5, 3-hour movie that is just, you know, the villain arc, the My Hero villain arc. I mean, look at Demon Slayer, for instance. That is a canon movie. I believe that's either a little under 2 hours or just a hair over 2 hours. All canon. They did an entire arc in a 2-hour movie. It was beautiful. Everybody loved it. Got a crap ton of money. That's how you do it. And guess what? They didn't have to put a bunch of crappy fillers in a season just to milk it and give some sort of content to the viewer that the viewer doesn't even want. So I'm getting annoyed at this point. I'm really getting annoyed with this season of My Hero Academia. Yes, if there's a season 6, I'm going to review it because there is no possible way that there is going to be a shittier season 6 than a season 5. Very, very unlikely that it's going to go that way. And if it does, I'll be here to ruin it if I'm still doing reviews at that point in time. As I said, I've been doing this for a while now. My subscriber count isn't where I want it to be for how long I've been doing this. So we'll see. But I think that's where I'm going to leave it. 6 out of 10. Garbage episode. If you got some fan service out of it, I mean, yeah, sure. Garbage season. It's not really a garbage episode. It's just a garbage season. None of the episodes have been unwatchable. Let's put it that way. You know, it's none of the episodes is something like if it was on, I wouldn't necessarily not rewatch it again. I'm not going to rewatch any of these episodes again because I really don't care. As I said, there's really not a lot going on. And if next episode is a filler episode, that means we are only going to have 4 episodes left, roughly. I think, if I'm doing my math right, probably not, for the My Hero villain arc. So if we go into 18, so 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So, yeah, I think we would have, what, 7? Yeah, 7 episodes, sorry. 7 episodes left for it, which still isn't a lot of content. So, I mean, depending on how long this filler arc goes, and because episode 18 already has nothing to do with villains whatsoever. We already know that it is a continuation of this filler and something to do with the Todoroki family. But I think I'm just getting redundant at this point. Sorry for the angry outburst. I got a little angry. There was some swearing in there. I tried to keep it PG-13. My name is Steve Gray. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, and feel free to comment down below what you'd like me to do for future anime and cartoon-related videos. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.